In our The Core 4 of Networking series, we break down the key practices for building strong, lasting relationships. Have you ever heard of the Core 4 of networking? I mean, do you even know what they are? Before I bring Al out from backstage, here's a short clip that will get you up to speed on what the Core 4 are. What's up? I'm here with Al to give you guys another networking tip. We've given you 3 so far, and today we're going to give you a 4th. But before we do, let's recap. What's the first thing they got to do, Al?
Show up.
You got to be present and accounted for. What's the second thing?
Be yourself.
You be you, your authentic self, because nobody likes fake people. Not a good look. What's number 3?
Pay attention.
You got to do some active listening. You got to know what's going on. You don't want to stare into somebody's eyes and nod your head thinking about what you got to say next. Pay attention. And now that the recap's done, I think the 4th one's the most important. What do you think, Al?
Oh yeah, there's no point in doing all 3 if you don't do the 4th.
That's right. So why is the 4th so important, Al?
Because the fortune's in the FU.
What do you mean?
Fortune's in the follow-up.
Ah, that's right. Follow up. Don't have a conversation with somebody, take their business card, and then do nothing. Follow up. Speaking of following up, if you guys would like to hear more networking tips from Al and myself, comment more or yes, please underneath this video. And Al, what are we going to do after they make that comment?
Follow up.
Haha, that's right. See you guys later. All right, so I hope you guys understand what the Core 4 of networking are, or have a better understanding of it. Each week I'll break down one of the Core 4. Week 1, show up. Why simply being present can open doors to success. Week 2, be yourself. Authenticity is the key to forming genuine connections. Week 3, pay attention. The importance of listening and being fully engaged with others. And then the next week, week 4, follow up. How to maintain and grow relationships beyond the first meeting. All right, that is the Core 4. In addition to breaking down the Core 4 of networking, this segment will serve as a platform for local members of the networking organizations I'm part of, as well as other businesses and professionals that I network with. I'll also report on some local networking events that I attend. All right, let's bring Al out. Let me see. All right, let me fix this square here. All right, I like that view. How's that, Al? All right, how you doing, Al?
I'm doing well, Jason. How you doing?
Awesome, awesome. Can you please introduce yourself and let the audience know who you are and what you do?
Sure. My name is Albert Boy. I'm a financial advisor at Edward Jones. So I've been in the I've been with Edward Jones for over 5 years, and I've been in the financial industry for over 33 years. And one of my top strategy is networking. So networking, I eat, sleep, and dream about networking. So that's what we're here for.
Awesome. Thanks, Al. Yeah, Al is a member of multiple networking events. Everybody knows Al. When you go to a networking event, everybody knows Al. All right, so let's get into expectations as it relates into networking. Here's the first talking point. How show up and stay consistent, all right? Simply being present can open doors to success. Attending one event won't yield immediate results. Building rapport and trust takes regular attendance. So what do you think, Al? Showing up, huh? And stay consistent. I think there's some people out there that they just kind of show up to 1 or 2 and that's pretty much it. And they expect something. Their expectations are out of this world.
Right. I mean, I felt that way in the beginning as well. But I see that a lot of people, they say, oh, I'm going to go check out this networking event. They go there, they get a little intimidated, whether it's going to be a small crowd or a big crowd. And when they get there, they meet 1 or 2 people, 3 people, maybe they meet a handful, and then they don't find, in the beginning, they just say, I don't think I got anything out. A lot of times is you have to go, meaning showing up is you have to go to that same event that they hold once a month. You have to go there more than once or twice. It's networking is all about getting for people to know you, to see who you are and what you do. It's to build that relationship.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of like dating, right? you
Right.
you don't just ask for the business, right? Hey, will you marry me? You gotta know the person, or you got to spend time, and the only way to do that is to show up and like stay consistent, show up to more than one. Let, us go on to this next talking point. So when you do show up, right? So here's another talking point: be yourself and focus on building relationships, like you were just talking about. People appreciate sincerity. Don't try to be overly polished or pushy. Just be yourself. Don't expect immediate business deals again, right? Networking is about creating connections that develop over time, and authenticity is the key. What say
Right.
you, Al?
Yeah. Yeah. I bump into a lot of people, and when I see everyone wants to, you could say, let the other person know that they are someone that's not. Well, let me see how I just say this is. They try to be someone who are not themselves. Let's say I could say that, oh yeah, I do this, which is I'm exaggerating of what I really do. And sometimes is people can see right through you. They can tell, just your story's changing all the time. A lot of times, just be yourself. You're here to just talk to someone and just to make a friend. And so when you go somewhere and so you're here to meet a friend, or like you said, dating, the first time you're on your first date, you're here to just say, hey, just be yourself. And talk to that person. Say, hey, what do you like to do? What do you do for fun? And things like that. It's just like you're dating, pretty much networking. How it comes to it.
Yeah, no, eventually, you got to be yourself, because eventually the real you is going to come out. So why not just lead with that? And like you were saying, Al, right? I mean, I haven't been networking as long as Al has, but I can see it when someone's being disingenuous, or not authentic. You can see right through it. It's a very thin veil. It's funny to see newbies do that. Even not even just newbies. Some others that aren't newbies do it too. But yeah, you can see right through it, and it's not attractive at all. Just be yourself. I think people get caught up in the whole I'm here to get business, and they're going about it with the wrong expectations, is what I want to say. So that's why I'm glad we're talking about expectations today. So again, show up and then be yourself. So we got this other talking point here. uh, Show up, be yourself, then pay attention, right? Pay attention and bring value. Don't just take. Actively listen and be fully engaged with others. So, pay attention, and then be prepared to offer something of value, maybe some advice, a resource, referrals, or maybe even an introduction to someone they're looking for, instead of just promoting your business. Ask, like, what are you looking for? Instead of, hey, I do this. What do you think about that, Al?
Oh yeah, definitely. My thing is, because I'm a financial advisor. One of my things that I do a lot is I listen. One of the most thing about networking, about building a relationship with someone, is when you meet someone, is to listen. Is to stop talking and just listen. Because a lot of time is, and then when you do follow up, well, we'll talk more later on about that. But uh, people just want to. A lot of time, people they don't want to hear what you want to say, but they like to talk. Say what they want to say. So a lot of time, if you pay attention, you listen to some of the things that that person says, and then later on, you can repeat back what they said. They said you were listening, you know, and you weren't just looking somewhere else. And later on, I asked you, so do you remember what I do? You go, oh, sorry, I don't know. You know.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling when you're talking to somebody, and that you had just met, and you're having what you feel is an authentic conversation, and then all of a sudden they ask you a question of something you already answered or something like that. I mean, that's embarrassing enough for me to just active listen anyway, because I don't want to be that person. I don't want to
Right.
be that person. So I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention for more than that reason, but that's a big reason to pay attention. Uh, all right, so the next thing I wanted to mention as a talking point. So stay open minded and manage your expectations. Again, a lot of new people. A lot of new people new to networking anyway. You may not meet your next client immediately, but you could meet someone who introduces you to them. That's happened to me many times. Or don't expect to walk away with dozens of leads. Sometimes one meaningful connection is more valuable than a stack of business cards. What do you think about
Right.
that, Al?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of people when I say, hey, I'm going to this networking event. Do you want to go check it out? I mean, it's usually pretty good. the first thing they ask is how many people are going to be there. I say it doesn't matter. Even if there's only 5 people and you only made contact, a good contact that night with 2 people, that's all you need. And I can tell you from last year, I had a killer year last year where I was networking about eight events every week. Not seeing my family till the weekend. So, but then I was actually getting you know, two bit, two new clients out of every event that I went to. You know,
Wow.
and that's all you need. You don't need 100. You don't need 50. You just need that one or two. And if they like your service, like what you do, they refer other people to
Exactly. No, I love that. Um, Expectations as far as new people coming in, all you do need is just one person. I mean, when I go to any networking event, I always have a minimum of I need to connect with at least one person because that's all it really takes is one person. And sometimes that's actually a few times that's all that has happened. And that one person has made a difference. And so yeah, don't worry about collecting all these business cards and getting all of these leads. But if you do, you might want to pay attention to our next talking point here. All you need is one. So the next talking point: follow up. The real impact often comes after the event. Like Al says, right? The fortune's in the FU and the follow up. Follow up meaningful conversations to turn a brief encounter into a lasting relationship. Follow up. What do you have to say about following up, Al?
Sure, and that's why all 3 steps that we've already talked about, and the follow up, why it's important to know all three, is when you do follow up with someone, the pay attention is really important. Is that's when you follow up with someone, then you can say, I remember you had a question about this, or you mentioned something about this. This is maybe somewhere something. So you find where somebody had told you the answer of what they're looking for in the network. Maybe it's not your business, maybe somebody else that you can also refer that person to this new person you just met. So a lot of times is following up is you also during the meeting at the event is you could say, hey, is it all right if I follow up with you in a couple of days? I just want to learn more about what you do. Some, of course, anyone say, oh, you want to learn more? What I do? Yeah, okay, sure. You're not here selling your business. You're here to say, I'm here to learn more about you. People are more than happy to take your call. And you say, okay, I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to make sure that we're going to set up this call, set up a time, and you just go and just listen to what he says, and then you find out more.
Yeah, like we were talking about dating, right? You got to pay attention, and that's the other thing I wanted to bring back the whole pay attention thing. Um, if you pay attention to somebody, like Al was saying, especially on the follow up, I've seen it before, and you bring something up that they didn't think you would remember, and it blows their mind. It really blows their mind, and it really does take the relationship to another level because people love to be heard and listened to. So that's huge. Pay attention for especially those last two. Pay attention to follow up, but you need to show up anyway, right? And be your authentic
Right.
self in order to carry everything through. Um, awesome, Al. Awesome. You have anything else to share as far as networking is concerned on this episode?
Uh, well, yeah, I mean, there's a lot, but the thing is, you just have to be there, um, and just be yourself.
Yeah, authenticity, man. That's huge. That's a major attractor right there. Is being authentic. All right, awesome. So I want to know from you at home, what's been the biggest networking challenge for you, and how have you overcome it? Or maybe you haven't yet, and we could talk about it on the show. Feel free to share your biggest networking challenges and how you overcome them. Again, like I said, or if you're still working on it, let us know in the comments. And then I'd love to hear your experiences and ideas. So if you are interested in being a guest on the show to dive deeper into your story, reach out. I'd love to have you. People would love to hear. Al, what's the best way for someone in the audience to connect with you?
They can either go through you, or they can, email me at albert.moy, that's MUI, at jones.com.
Awesome. And again, you could also leave on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube a comment as well, and we'll follow up. See what I did there? All right. Thanks for joining me tonight, Al. Hope to see you on future episodes. Awesome.
Right. Thank
All
you.
right, I'm gonna put Al backstage here, and like I said, bear with me with this software here.